Okay, Puerto Rico, I get it. You got some good rum over there, but after reading some of these legends, I think y'all have a bit too much for your liking. I'm your host, Andrew. I'm here to talk about the top 10 Puerto Rico scary urban legends. Coming in at number 10, we have the Guajataka Tunnel. Directly located off the beach of Isabela, Puerto Rico, lies a haunted Guajataka Tunnel. In the 1900s, there was a deadly train accident that resulted in many deaths, and the locals lay claim that their spirits are still trapped in that tunnel. They say that when you walk through, you're able to hear the sounds of their whispers bouncing all across the walls. Others recall seeing the shadows of other people as they walk through the tunnel. There's an infamous spirit of a young girl who is constantly crying out for her mom, and to others she will ask where her teeth are. So let's say you manage to walk through the tunnel of horror, but the experience doesn't end there when you exit. This is because the road near the monument is said to be haunted by the spirit of a young woman in her wedding dress. Her spirit appears to cars with the intention to either stop it completely or request a dance from the young man. But as you expect, this is a dance you would not want to do. Coming at number 9, we have Jacintos Well. This place, as well as the last, is also located in Isabela, so I guess there's a little bit of a pattern in that area. This time we are talking about a natural well. From the looks of it, it seems like a nice tourist spot to take photos, but locals suggest a very tragic backstory instead. Back in the day, there was a supposed farmer by the name of Jacinto. Every day he would take his cows out to eat around the area because, like, who wouldn't want their cows to see these type of views? For some odd reason, Jacinto would ensure no cows would get out of line by using a rope and securing it around his own waist. Probably not the brightest idea. This is because on one rainy night, Jacinto happened to be by this well when the thunder startled one of his cows. The cow eventually ran into this well, bringing Jacinto down with it. Now it's said that if you go to the well and shout "Jacinto dame la vaca," the waves below will hit harder and higher. At number 8 spot, we have the Mustang House. La Casa del Mustang, otherwise known as the Mustang House, is just one of those houses when you know something bad just happened just by the looks of it. Well, this abandoned house is located in Mayagüez. Legends say that a family once lived at the house, but they are going through turbulent times, specifically financial issues. So in an attempt to save themselves, they decided it was best to make a pact with the devil during Holy Week, and the worst part about it was that it involved some intimacy between one another. Shortly after this, the family started to do better financially, but the house started to rot from the outside, and the family started to show signs of concern as well. The situation got so bad that the family had to leave the house suddenly one day, leaving behind their Mustang car. The reason for the name now. At night, locals claim that the house lights up from the inside, as well as the car turning on and off despite being completely taken apart. At number 7 spot, we have Hotel Normandy. From the looks of this hotel, you can see that it was inspired by the infamous passenger ship SS Normandy. After being opened up all the way in October 10, 1942, the hotel became a popular stop for the island's social elite, but once its initial closure in 1970, the hotel just kept opening and closing back and forth until 2009, when it was just closed for good. It went through hurricanes, multiple renovations, and even stood as defense for World War II. Now it's said that if you journey back to the hotel's ruins, you may encounter a few different spirits. One includes the spirit of a young woman who is said to have taken her own life in the hotel by jumping off one of the top floors. Another spirit is that of a ghostly child who just runs in the halls asking the guests if they know where his mom is before disappearing up the stairs. At number 6 spot, we have La Gargola. This creature is pretty much wide known all around Puerto Rico. For us, it closely resembles a typical gargoyle seen in Europe, but has a little bit of a Chupacabra mix. This is because these creatures are known to attack livestock. They are described to be a red-eyed demon-like creatures with 4-foot-long wings. For some unfortunate humans, these gargolas will bite their neck to suck out blood, leaving them either in a state of hypnosis or even death. Luckily, these creatures only appear at night, and they're pretty noticeable since they apparently reek of sulfur. This is because around the spring of 1975, there was a frenzy in the Puerto Rican media after chicken, cows, and sheep were dying in the hundreds with their bloods drained out of their bodies. When the locals were asked what could have committed these, some witnesses claimed that it was a bird-like creature that weighed around 50 pounds. And to this day, no one really knows what drained the blood out of these animals. Right in the hump of our list, we have the El Yunkai National Forest. Despite being one of the most beautiful forests to hike in the world, El Yunkai has way too many stories of chupacabras, ghosts, and aliens for me to ever consider stepping foot near it. Others even claim that a secret US government research facility is located in the area, and you'll see why. With over 28,000 acres of land, many visitors have never come back out of this forest, as it is responsible for many of the country's disappearances. As for the US, the Department of Defense even commented that there was a possibility of the existence of beings from other worlds in the area, which would make sense of a possible facility in the area. Somewhat of what they did in Area 51, supposedly. At number 4 spot, we have Los Desmembrados. Los Desmembrados is Spanish for the dismembered. It is is a legend that originated in Laha, a municipality in the southwest region of the island, where residents have witnessed incomplete bodies wandering around a specific road, PR 116. It begins with dogs barking erratically in the middle of the night, a warning sign for those curious enough to venture out of their homes to see what lurks on the deserted road. The bodies following a spreading of torsos without limbs, bodies from the waist down, even lone legs trudging along the road. It is theorized that these roaming bodies are the spirits of those who have died in the many car accidents that have occurred on this road. It's another reason to keep our eyes trained when we're driving in the darkness, for we might stumble upon a few dismembered spirits. At number 3 spot, we have La Garita Del Diablo. Back when the Spaniards were trying to colonize Puerto Rico centuries ago, the citizens of San Juan faced off invader attacks. For this reason, the Spaniard authorities built up a fortress with various watching towers, better known as garitas. All the garitas were close by one another just in case of any immediate danger, except there was one garita that was far away from the other one. This garita was being watched by a man named Sanchez. Legend says that one night the soldiers called out to Sanchez, but there was no reply. So in the morning they went to check on him and found that his uniform was folded in perfect condition, as well his rifle was placed in the corner of the room. Right after, rumor spread that the devil himself took Sanchez to hell, except it was found that he just abandoned his post and ran off with his lover. But hey, the devil story sounds a lot cooler. At number 2 spot, we have the Jaco Santina. The story begins with a traveling farmer who resided near Orocovis in the early 20th century. The man once fished late at night, and on his way home he lighted a Jaco to light the way. Unfortunately, the Jaco caught fire before the man arrived home. He went through his possessions and found a golden crucifix among them. He lit up the crucifix and used it as a lantern because he was so desperate for light. This man would die only a few days later after contracting a serious sickness. Since he did burn the cross, it said that his spirit was condemned to stay on earth until he finds all of the ashes of the sacred crucifix. So locals say that if you see a mysterious light around, it is the man with the Jaco, and just be sure not to disturb his search because they say he's a very aggressive spirit when provoked. All the way at our number 1 spot, we have El Chupacabras. Couldn't talk about a Puerto Rican video without the Chupacabras. The literal translation of these monsters' name is goat sucker. This mythical creature has terrorized Puerto Ricans for a long time. It is called that way because it was said that the creature sucks the blood out of goats and other small animals, leaving in its cadaver 2 suction holes. There are different ideas surrounding it in regards to its origins and physics. Many people will say that the Chupacabras is an extraterrestrial being that landed in Puerto Rico 17 years ago. Moreover, the mayor of Canovas, Jose, even ordered a search for this creature, but there has been no findings up to date. Well, these are the top 10 Puerto Rico scary urban legends. I'm your host Andrew, and I hope you guys have a scary day.